Welcome. It is Friday. Can you believe we made it to the end of the week? I am really excited. Not particularly. However, look at this nearly full glass. You can hear all the ice kind of. Same reaction every time. That is some good Diet Coke. I'm not going to change. If I got bored of the Diet Coke, I'm bored of life somehow. Other people are like, no, you shouldn't drink Diet Coke. I'm like, exactly, because you hate life. That's why you're telling me that. Oh, look how good my shirt looks today. It's a very special shirt. Maybe we'll have a special guest later. I don't know if she knows. So, yeah, it's Friday. We're streaming. We're on Twitch. We're live streaming on the YouTube as well. There's visuals, there's Diet Coke, there's me explaining how this is going to go down a little bit first. First half of the show is going to be me playing Microsoft Flight Simulator every single time. Not going to change that. I'm excited about the stuff coming up in the next version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. They have these 10 different career paths. I could do all 10 different career paths. Like air ambulance or air taxi, or like construction. The one thing they did not have listed as a career path was like a skydiver school pilot, which I think would be a pretty common career path. But that's okay. Maybe they'll add that someday. I think they're still going to have to work on their parachuting code there. So what happened was yesterday they came out with a new World War II era craft, and I don't know if you guys know, but I like to specialize in World War II aircraft. By the way, yesterday I flew the A-10, and I also uninstalled the A-10. So who knows? That was the last time you're ever going to see that A-10. I would rather fly kind of the older planes and the weirder planes. They seem to work a little better. I didn't pay a lot for it. Let me just put it that way. So anyway, there's a new plane in the mix. Obviously, as soon as there's something new, we gotta try it. Now, as far as destinations, yesterday we went to Reunion Island. It was a really interesting trip. There was lots of stuff to see. This is Reunion Island here, St. Louis there. But northeast of it, not too far, and a similar size, and I think kind of complexity, you can kind of see there's quite a bit of population there at night, is Mauritius. Never, ever, I don't think, have I ever flown out of there. So this is the Flight Replicas, the new plane. It's called the Flight Replicas Seafire Mark III. So the Seafire is the naval version of the Spitfire. So if you go back to here, you'll see I have a Seafire, and then next to it I have the Flying Iron Spitfire. Same basic shape, 4 blades, similar cockpit, but now we've got something else to compare it to that's a replica of the same plane. Now the differences is that this plane has folding wings and a tail hook. Those are the main differences. All right, let's see if we can find a fun livery. I think they're all kind of the same-ish. Let's pick one with like a red. We'll try this one. And so basically the plan is that we're going to check out a brand new plane. And we're going to put it on the ramp. It's 9:48 p.m. there, and that's too late to really be much of interest. It'll be too late in the evening to see things. So I'm changing the time of day, like I am wont to do, to 3:06 p.m. And that is when we will actually simulate our flight. So if anybody is watching my stream who knows that I'm a flight simulator, daily flight simulator, except for Tuesdays, Mauritius, in the east of Madagascar, Mauritius, Maurit. I forgot what I just forgot what the airport code is. It just told me, but I forgot what it was. But there's only one international airport on Mauritius. I think there's some smaller airports. I think. Well, that's my assumption there. All right, brand new plane. I'm kind of excited. Now, I did buy it yesterday, and I did take it out for a little bit. So I've already flown it a little bit. But this is the first time you would have seen this. I will have seen this on a stream. So it is a Spitfire. It's a Spitfire. You cannot deny it in every way, shape, and form. And there's very little to distinguish it when it's on the ground. Since you cannot see the wings folded, you cannot see the tail hook. But I can confirm that the tail hook comes down. I wasn't able to find the buttons to activate the wings folding, but I just downloaded the manual, and I think I figured it out. Some of these things, like those exhaust manifold things, well, they might be good. And I have some issues with how the cockpit is kind of distorting there. Kind of looks like it's full of water. Not sure that's intentional. But it does let you open the doors and the cockpit. So we can open the door, right? You're going to let us open the door. Do you have to unlock the door? Okay, no, you have to do things in a certain sequence. First, you got to open the canopy. Okay? Canopy open. We're going to open the door. We're going to have to close it, but that's fine. I just kind of want to show you guys. You can open the door and then open it. Falls open. Beautiful. So you can see inside. You see the pilot's wearing his thing. It's pretty cool already. I'm already liking it. All right. So now I'm pretty familiar with the starter procedure here. So we don't need the fuel pump switch, but we do need our battery on. We are going to need fuel on. That's good. Check pitch trim and rudder trim. Should be 0. Perfect. And we want some positive trim there. Okay, so propeller to 100, throttle to cracked. There's a mixture, I think. We don't want to see the yoke, by the way. Parking brake goes on. Mixture is full. Prime the engine, or do we have to? Yeah, I think we can do it now. Yeah, magneto's on before the starter. Also, let's turn the radio on. It's right here. Oops, what did I just do? Okay, flaps. All right, the starter buttons. Wait, do I need to do anything over here? I think we're okay. Hold on a second here. That looks good. Trim is good. Don't have to worry about the gun camera. This is fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think we should be able to start. Let's try it. Yeah, so the starters are under the covers here. And let's just I don't think it's letting us start here. Fuel selector. Oh, we want to open. Yeah, I guess we haven't done something yet. What do we do? Is it not primed fully? Okay. Interesting. All right. So what do we want to do here? I have the manual available. Anti-ice. The throttle is there. Propeller's there. That looks okay. Lights can be on, right? Oh, how did the battery go off? I thought I turned the battery on. Oh, I wonder if the battery was on and then I turned it off. Yeah, interesting. That's possible. Okay, battery on, starts right up, okay? Don't complain. No problems at all. All right, so we got the door open still. But before I want to do this, I want to check something, which is, there it is, the wings fold. Chocks are in place, wings fold. This is something I want to check out. Okay, so the wings, interesting. This is for carrier operations. That's pretty cool. So I didn't see this yesterday. I'm kind of glad to see it. So you can see this is with the chocks down and the wings folded. Why do they do that? So they can fit more of them on an aircraft carrier. And that's the only reason. But it's an important one. You can get like 4 times as many with these wings folded on an aircraft carrier than you could if you had to, if you didn't have the folding wings. Okay, cool. So this button here doesn't really, it just looks like a nut. Okay, so wings unfold. Remove the chocks. It's interesting how that kind of pops out. I don't know how that would work in real life. Interesting. Okay, all right. Do we have a radio? We're gonna fly around the island of Mauritius. So let's depart, I don't know, some direction. It doesn't matter what direction.
Mauritius ground KNSH 9er with Alpha request taxi for takeoff departing straight out.
Okay.
Kent 9er taxi to and hold short of runway 14.
We're gonna taxi with canopy open. Don't try to stop me.
Runway 14. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 14 using taxiway Foxtrot Bravo cross runway 14 KNSH 9er.
Probably should go that way. Doesn't matter. We'll get there. So based on the weather and time of day, if there's low clouds, but they're localized, there's also going to be areas of sunny areas, which is typical for these islands, and I like that. We'll keep the weather unless it's really oppressive. Yesterday we had quite the water landing, quite a wet landing. Why is it having us go that weird twisted route there? All right, so we're gonna head down the runway and then I think come back this direction. You know, we don't need the whole runway. That's plenty. Just gotta be careful. You do not want to pop the tail off and head over. Okay, all right, so let's start preparing for takeoff. First, we're gonna set trim. We're gonna check the rudder trim because last time I didn't and it was at 5, and in the book it's like, oh yeah, make sure your rudder trim is 0. It'd probably be at 5, but this time it's at 0. Coolant radiator flap should be open a bit. Okay, I was thinking that this plane does not take off using flaps, but I just read the manual. According to them, it does take. You do use flaps for takeoff. My understanding of the Spitfire is you didn't use flaps for takeoff. We're gonna go this direction anyway. I don't know why it's those X's. All right, request takeoff clearance.
Mauritius Tower KNSH 9er.
So we're gonna have to start closing this stuff up here. Close the door. Lock the wait.
Departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 14.
How do you lock it? There we go. Now we can close the canopy. It's a little tricky. You can't do this in the other order. All right. Without the canopy, we would crash. Now, as usual with these planes, you don't want to use full throttle. You only want to get up to boost like 9 or something like that, because the plane will get real torquey. But let's get it up there a bit. About there. Whoa. It takes off, but there's a bit of a crosswind here. We're fine. Okay, gear up. Flaps up. You can't really see very well what we're doing. It's a takeoff. This happened to me the first time I did it. It's a little squirrely on takeoff. Especially if you're not from the cockpit, because it tends to want to move around a bit. All right, what are we heading? We're heading east and south. Southeast. So I was reading about Mauritius. It says it's a lovely island, tourism. Again, like these, like Reunion Island, I think there's over 1 million people live there. It's an independent nation. It used to be a French colony, and isn't anymore. All right, so let's check this plane out. We got probably want to get our propeller down to a normal realm, about 80%. That sounds fine. And mixture should probably be closer.
Frequency change.
There. Get the propeller moving nice and efficiently. Yep, some of these views are a little weird. Okay, what are we looking at here? All right, we got a nice smooth flying airplane. Don't need this up anymore. Let's see what it is. Now, last time it was, oh, hey, how you doing? It's a friend of ours, friend of the channel's. Thank you. Yes, Mauritius found it. This is the brand new, in case you're watching my stream, it just came out yesterday, and I noticed some people are testing it. is the Seafire, which is the naval version of the Spitfire. Now, the key thing is, if I release the hook here, tail hook, you can see the tail hook comes down, which is really comes down too. That's a serious tail hook. I've never seen one of that kind of design, that's for sure. Now, what it's saying in the manual is I need to download a third-party program, like an add-on, to actually catch anything with that tail hook or something like that. I haven't figured it out yet, but we today are not going to, come on, retract. There we go. So you can go up there. I'm not going to try to land on a carrier. I think my carriers are not installed. So yesterday we went on Reunion Island, and I gotta say the interior of the island was extremely interesting. I mean, there was all these cool canyons to go in. All right, so yeah, so checking. The one thing that the Spitfire has is a huge amount of torque on the plane, so it's very hard to fly straight and level on the, because one thing these planes don't have is aileron trim. They have pitch trim and rudder trim. But that's not aileron trim. Aileron trim is this, would be trimmed this way. So you can pitch up and down, and you can pitch the rudder, which is this direction, but you cannot pitch the ailerons. And the engines tend to turn the plane in the opposite direction that the propeller is spinning in. Very natural. That's physics. So in the real planes, you would have had to have some kind of aileron trim. Excuse me. I have trouble with that word, aileron. We're going to go up. I can already tell you that Mauritius is looks like an older terrain than Reunion, so it's got a lot less canyon carving opportunities, but we're going to check it out. Meanwhile, I mean, we can basically see there is plenty of, looks like there's plenty of arable land, there's plenty of beach, there's plenty of opportunity to grow things. This is obviously a very old volcano. Are you flying the regular, are you flying the TBM? That's a good plane. That plane's a lot faster than this one, but you can get moving in this plane, absolutely. I mean, it's designed for speed. As a, fighter agility, not necessarily, to be the easiest plane in the world to fly. But I think we're going to go up a ways here to the northwest, and then we're going to make a turn in. I think most of the population lives around here. I don't know. Maybe no. Actually, no. Oh, that's not true. Where are we? No, it's not true. Yeah, I see you on the map too. Most of the population lives up here, I think. Well, we'll figure it out. We're flying all around this island, and probably the interior too. There you are in the TBM, which is a very high performance plane. But I'm getting into the vibe of this plane. I mean, as I say, as you guys know, vintage planes are my jam. Vintage World War II planes. Royal Navy. I mean, I love it. One thing it has differently than the other one is it has whatever that is up there. It's a big mirror, I think. It kind of works. It kind of doesn't work. I think it's a mirror. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a mirror. Yeah, I guess it is. That the other one, big round mirror, that the land-based Spitfire doesn't have. Okay, this is pretty stuff here. Let's go in kind of down here. We're gonna make a north turn here, but eventually I'm gonna cross over the inland of the island. Check out see if there's any canyon carving to be done. Because Reunion had Mondo. I didn't do anywhere near all the canyons on Reunion. And the other thing is going inland and finding all these places where people live, like in the middle of these islands. Where it just doesn't look that accessible to me. Okay, let's do -3 trim, bring the engine down a little bit. I want to fly efficiently here. So bring the propeller down just a bit. I don't want to gain a lot of altitude. Just want to check out the terrain. Yeah, I'm glad I read the manual, or I would have not have found that this little thing that looks like a nut is actually, that's the wing fold, and this is the chalk stem. I mean, they just had to figure out a random place to put things. And this is fresh air. I've never seen a fresh air. Fresh air. I mean, so what? We didn't need that, okay, guys? If I want fresh air, I'm just going to open a canopy. So anyway, I hope everyone's having a good Friday. I'm basically going to fly around today. We got more streams coming up Saturday and Sunday. There you are up there. That's fun. I do like the, kind of do like this formation flying. Okay, I'll try to fly level. There is no autopilot on the Spitfires. There is on a TBM, which is good. I usually don't fly the autopilot because I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to fly. But I hope you can see, it looks pretty cool. I'm sure you can see it. It does look pretty cool. I get higher resolution, unfortunately, than you guys get. All right, wait, I want to follow the coastline up here. We're going to make a little turn. Kind of see, it looks like there's some stitching done. That's fine. Yeah, Reunion has much taller mountains in the center. Much taller. Like it had over 7,000 or 8,000 feet, I think. And these we're already at the tops of the mountains at like 2,500. And I don't, you know, they'll be higher in the middle, but still, no way are they getting up. I don't think you can see Reunion Island. It would be southeast of here. It might be visible down there. It's pretty far. But it is comparable in size to Mauritius. They're big islands. I think they're about the same size. But it's interesting how the terrain is quite different. Well, that looks like it could be a fun canyon. Right there. The canyon walls were just unbelievable. I want to see where the people live first, though. Yeah, it's kind of that's nothing compared to the Reunion. To Reunion Island. It's interesting. I've never flown here before, so it's just a learning experience. It's very pretty. But yeah, if I see a canyon, I'm like, what could we carve it? You know? I think up ahead is the main city, but we'll see. I have it here on my Google Maps so that I can take a peek. The main city kind of is, I don't know what it's called, Bacoas, Phoenix. There's a bunch of little names here. Oh, well, Port Louis, I guess, is the capital. So we're approaching Port Louis. There's a bunch of other kind of smaller towns. But you can see it's pretty, yeah, a lot of people living down there. And we'll check out Port Louis. Well, a lot of people seem to kind of live inland over that direction. This is where the population centers are. Still gaining altitude. I don't want to gain altitude. I'm learning this plane in terms of where the trim is needed. Fortunately, as I say, I do have the other Spitfire, the Supermarine Spitfire from Flying Iron Simulations, and pretty much everything is laid out in the same place. What's this switch here? Does it have a switch there? Alternator. Well, it's on. Okay. Nav lights are on. It's interesting. I think that's historically correct. These switches would have been down for on because I don't know. Just you'd think they should be up, but there must have been some tradition because all the switches are the same. Down for on. Interesting. Okay. All right. So Port Louis in Mauritius. I mean, you know, they've got some buildings modeled there. And then it kind of goes to the beach side here. I guess there's some purportedly some modern resorts here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Wow, you're right there. You're doing a great job, by the way. It's really hard when you're flying a different plane. I mean, if we were both flying the exact same plane, it probably would be a lot easier. But anytime you have a different plane, I'm not doing anything too wild, but yeah, you're right there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. I don't mind. It's kind of a weird feature that that Flight Simulator is a multiplayer kind of environment. You know, it seems a little strange, but I'm glad they did. As I say, I've flown it for years, and only since I started streaming, only really relatively do I ever fly with anyone else. Because I'm like, what's the point, really? But it's cool on stream. All right, we're going to make this turn up here. Okay, right. So this is called Port Louis. All right. And ahead of that is Tombo Bay. So, yeah, this would be the commercial center of Mauritius here. And I could just imagine back in the sailing ship days that sailing ships would come here to Port Louis, stock up on fresh water and supplies before making that big transit over the Indian Ocean to Asia, or vice versa. Coming back from Asia to Europe, they'd have to stop over here, or Reunion, or both. Sailing ships would. But these ports were used long before the age of industrialization. I wonder if you've seen it. Sometimes they have like a fort that will be guarding the entrance, like an old fort. I don't see one there. A little bay here. So there's like a lighthouse. There's a guest house there. Okay, you can rent that out. How you doing, Pilgrim? Good to see you. Is Milo on? She'll be on soon. She said she was going to go on tonight, though. Milo said that she's doing there's a live music event in Colorado near where she is, and, you know, she likes doing that. I was great last time. I didn't, talk a lot in chat, but I love it when people go out to IRL and do watch people, live music. But that'll be later today because that usually starts around like 6 p.m. or 5 or 6 p.m. And right now in Colorado it's gonna be like 1 p.m. So my feeling is she probably won't start streaming for a couple hours. Okay. So again, we've crossed over the population center of Mauritius, which is fairly impressive. I mean, I imagine when you have that many people, pretty much everything you need, every kind of thing there is probably around there. But I'm going to go in, they have a skydiving airstrip, which, again, is interesting because they don't. We're going to see if we can head inland. There might be some mountains over here. So where are we on the island? Okay, right. So the tallest part of the island is going to be, basically dead ahead of us from here. But we are going to transit effectively kind of right through the middle of the island if we do this, which is what I kind of want to do. You can kind of see that there's a pretty major road, and this would be the kind of the road that would go from the north part of the island to the south part of the island, rather than going through the coastline. Looks like there's decent infrastructure. Usually, though, there was quite a few rivers, like in the on Reunion Island, which we went to yesterday. Yeah, it's in a Spitfire. This is the naval version of the Spitfire, which they call the Seafire, the sea version of the Spitfire. I had not heard of it, so new to me. But apparently, they made quite a few of them. Like hundreds of these variants of the Spitfire, specifically for carrier work, which would have been very kind of up to date. There's that beautiful Daher TBM 930. It is quite a plane to fly. It's got a bear of an engine. This plane does not have a turbo engine. It's got a supercharged engine. And it's got a 2-stage supercharger. On the other plane, on the other version, you can turn the supercharger into the second stage, which is altitude only. But you wouldn't necessarily do it. But they were supercharged engines, but not turbos. Yeah, I'm not flying this plane out of spite. I figured that out already. That is really cool. Formation flying, I gotta tell you, I'm like into it now. The only issue is while I'm looking around, I'm not looking forward. And I am flying pretty low here. Pretty slow, too. Well, we're getting some terrain, so we're already up to 2,000 feet. Where is... Oh, yeah, right, and there's these lakes kind of in the middle, which is cool. I'm kind of wanting to fly down this kind of chain of lakes. So we're going to come around this way. I might do a different flight, though. I don't know if I'm going to... I want to fly around for about an hour today, by the way. And I don't think I'm going to be able to sustain an entire hour worth of content. And which is fine, because I have a million different planes I want to fly. And a million different things I want to do. But this is a new plane, so one thing I need to familiarize myself with is the touchdown procedure. We did cold start it, we took it off, but we're probably going to do at least one landing. It's a nice big international airstrip, which is good because tail draggers are nearly impossible to break. And they tend this plane. By the way, I did try landing it yesterday. I just got it. It does tend to want to wander off the runway after you land, and a lot of planes in Flight Simulator do that. So I think the challenge is to land and keep it on the runway, which again you primarily do with rudder controls. Let's go ahead and try landing. I think we've pretty much seen Mauritius. It's beautiful, but Reunion is much more dramatic in terms of the interior landscape and all those amazing canyons. It's definitely, I want to go back to Reunion Island just for the canyon carving. And as you can see, nothing over here is over 3,000 feet. Reunion has like 7,000 or 8,000 foot peaks. I mean, it's very dramatic difference. And it's interesting because they're not that far apart, and you'd think they'd kind of have similar geography. But I'm guessing Reunion is a newer island that's got, which hasn't had enough time as Mauritius to erode. All right, we're gonna try landing. By the way, I am a little afraid of landing this particular plane. As I mentioned, it's very squirrely on the runway. Should we call him up? Let's call him up. Just for fun. See which runway they want to give me. I want to fly over the runway anyway. Oh no, it does. Okay. Nah, we can make it. Okay, gear is coming down, flaps are down. We're coming in through some weather. But heck it.
Clear to land runway 14 KNSH 9er.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much speed. Oh. Let's get a nice line up here. Alright, so approach speed's around 110, well 120, under 120. But we want to land, oof, got some crosswinds. We want to land around 80 or less. And by the way, there is a tail hook for carrier landings, but I don't think it would work. Although I have a carrier, but I don't know. Actually, we'll check it on my toolbar. I think it's not installed. I would like to see if this plane could land on a carrier and grab the hook. I think it'd be cool. All right, we got 4 lights on our GSI, glide slope indicator. Speed is 116. Now it's nice and clear. We're gonna have to stay in the cockpit because it's really hard otherwise to maintain the runway. Bounce a little bit because we're a little fast. Oh. Okay, yeah, it's much easier to maintain the runway when you're in the plane. Okay, it's going to fold up, flaps up. It's going to want to spin out like it's fishtailing like that.
Turn next taxiway.
Okay, so you just got to kind of let it sit there. That's the best landing so far I've done in this thing. It's well, I've only done 3. That's the 3rd. That's the only one I did on. I'm glad that you didn't see the other 2. They were terrible. This was okay. The other 2 were miserable. I mean, the plane almost like went that way. We almost flipped over. Let me put it that way. And this was kind of a hard landing. We did have a bit of a bounce, but we stayed on the runway for the entire time. I'm proud of myself.
Hinge Niner. Turn next taxiway.
What does it look like I'm doing?
Niner, contact ground on 118.1.
Kinch 999er, fine.
118.1 KNSH 999er. Goodbye.
Moving pretty fast here, so. And this plane has a very narrow wheelbase compared to many other planes because of the way it folds in. So it has no turn. If you turn anywhere, kind of what you might think, anything but a very gentle turn, the plane will tip over. And this one will do that. But all Spitfires will. But like if I make a sharp turn, even at slow speed, it'll tip right over. And part of that has to do with, but it is relative to your fuel load. But yeah, it was tipping over right and left the other day. Well, yesterday, because this is only my second day I have the plane. There you are. That's cool, man. You look great. It's amazing though that our planes are very similar size-wise. They're like the TBM actually has room for passengers, and I don't. I'm a one-man plane. All right, but I'm gonna show you. You won't be able to see this, of course, on your screen. I'm gonna stop here. But I'm gonna do a little rigmarole here. Open the canopy, just because it's fun. Open the canopy. Unlock the door. Push the door open. Fold up the wings. You won't be able to see that on your screen, but on if you look at I just think that's really badass. It kind of has this thing where it's doing this, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's just me. But you know what I mean? It looks like it's holding its hand above its head, going, ah! I just think, okay, we're gonna have to do some more stuff though. I don't know what. Let's fly this some more. I'm having a good time. So we're gonna reverse this. I'm not gonna turn it off. What I want to check, and we're going to reverse this. Okay, so door closed. And then door, oh, it's the other way. Door closed, and then you click here. Door locked. But I want to see something. Do I have my, do I have that? Oh, see, right. That's amphibious ready group. That's not technically an aircraft carrier. That's what I was wondering. It would be in here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's for. Okay. Yeah, they are similar, as I say, which is kind of surprising, because again, a piston plane probably wouldn't be able to keep up with it, and jets would be too fast. A jet would it'd be the other way around. You wouldn't. I guess you could go slow in a jet. You could easily go into speed. I'm gonna fly around a little bit some more. It's a brand new plane, so I think I'm gonna take off again. I was thinking somewhere else, but I'm just kind of enjoying figuring it out. So. That's how it is. I think for today's, I was thinking maybe a different plane, but I just want to kind of figure it out. So I'm going to go here, excuse me. I'm going to go and fly it around some more. I don't have anything else that I really kind of want to do today. And as you know, I don't really like to do anything kind of dramatic. It's more just kind of a vibe. The thing I wanted to see, the other thing I wanted to see was the book says you need to take off with flaps, but I think that the Spitfire takes off just fine without flaps. It's got a big wing. It's got one of those big wings that I just don't think needs the flaps. It says in the manual you want half flaps, and it had kind of a complicated flap locking system for takeoff that is not fully modeled. But I have the feeling that I could take off without flaps and no problem. And not only that, I think it will take off better without flaps. Alright, we got plenty of runway. Okay, yeah. You don't want to turn fast. You got a very narrow wheelbase. And the whole plane will tip over. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay, engine up to there. And the other thing is that it'll tend to want to, what was that? Okay, see, it just tipped over. It just tipped over on its wheels. And it's not good. Maybe you do need flaps. This is not good. Hold on. I gotta try this again. Hold on. Hold on. Well. I'm gonna start this one over. I'm gonna start that over. Restart it. That was not a good takeoff. I don't mind having to start up the plane again because it's a quick starter. In fact, we'll just use Control E. Hold on. We're at the same airport, I think. Yeah. We don't need to push back, though. Look, it's just a different side of that airport. That's fine. I want to see if I can get a real takeoff. That was not a real takeoff. Whoa. Why is it suddenly doing that? Whoa. Brakes. I almost turned over. I almost flipped my ass over there. Oh! I don't know what was going on there. It was taking a while. Something was stuck, so I had to over rev it. All right, let's try. We're in the exact same place. For some reason, it didn't have those. Didn't have these jetliners there. I don't think. Hello. No, that was a terrible takeoff. Or no, I guess we were down there before. I wonder if it was a wind issue. Trust me, it's not a flaps issue. But yeah, even the other Spitfire that I have, the ground-based Spitfire, is a handful on takeoff and landing. And it's been vetted by actual Spitfire pilots. There you go. Nice flyby there. Who said, yeah, they are a handful on takeoff and landing. You know? Do I have my lights on? No. Okay. All right. So again, no flaps, but I'm going to check my trim here. What is this at? Rudder trim, 0. Pitch trim. Okay, we want this pit. We want positive pitch trim. Positive pitch trim ensures that the plane does not try to go into the ground, like go forward into the ground during the takeoff. But oops, we got. Oh my God, that's full right rudder. All right, you could basically take it off. It doesn't need flaps. It does not need flaps. Like I thought. Landing, yeah, you need flaps. Alright, let me see if I can find you. I think you're heading towards me there. No, you're not. Now, again, the TPM has more horsepower and basically a better wing because it's much newer plane. But it's still the Spitfire's a pretty good fighter. I mean, it's a pretty good flyer, excuse me. We should be getting, let's see, what do I got here? Propeller, mixture. Throttle. Perfect. Alright, now we can trim. Oh, too much trim. Zero trim, probably. A little negative trim. Alright, where'd you go? Back there? Do I have my lights on? I think they are. No, they're not. Alright. Tail hook. Nav lights on. Now, yeah, okay. See those little red light there and the green light? Those are on now. That's important. Gotta have your little green lights on. I just love that the switches are down for on and... Except for the magnetos, okay? Magnetos are up for on. That's not consistent. Set oxygen altitude. Okay. Interesting. And those, I hope you cannot fold your wings in flight, but I kind of want to try. You know what I mean? Most of these planes, they do have an interlock that has, you have to be moving at 0 speed to change your wings. We didn't actually check out the northernmost part of the island. So technically we're still, there's still some exploring of Mauritius to do. So the views it has are a pilot's view, the wing views, and this outside view. Now, why would you have this view? This is called a taxi view, by the way. We didn't use it, but you have the canopy open and you're on the ground. And the reason why is because if you're just in here, pilots couldn't see ahead of them. You couldn't. That's how the nose would look, right? When you're sitting in the actual cockpit, you cannot see it in front of you. So pilots would the reason they'd have the cockpit open during taxi is because they'd be hanging out the side. They'd hang their head out the side so they could look down at the ground. It's really kind of cool. Those details I love. You know, anytime somebody has put a little thought into something like the views, like views like that. Like there's no co-pilot view because there's no co-pilot, but there is a taxi view, and that's a taxi. And there's no equivalent one on the other side. It's just, oh, you're looking at the left side of the plane. But again, during flight, it makes no sense. You know, it's like, why are how could your head be outside the plane when the thing's closed? But that's specifically for when the canopy is open. And typically, as soon as you landed, as soon as you kind of established, you know, a low enough speed, you would have opened the canopy right away. And then start so you could see what you're doing, because you couldn't see ahead of you. It was just a lot of World War II planes are like that. So the canopy, you had to taxi with the canopy open and your head out the side. But I like that they have that position for you. Okay, so there's this airstrip. I'll bet you $100 it is not anywhere near close enough, long enough to land a plane like this on. Which, as you know, needs a lot of roll-off space. I mean, we're making some speed here, 234 knots, but I like it. And again, we're just flying over the island of Mauritius because I haven't done it before, and I'm probably never gonna go there. It's a long way away. These islands, Mauritius and Reunion, I think are kind of halfway across the globe. You know, if you ever looked, you know, spun a globe and said, well, what's the furthest away from me? And you're in the northern hemisphere. Well, it's going to be in the southern hemisphere. And it's going to be in the Indian Ocean if you're in America. And so I think these are some of the farthest populated areas you can go to. So a plane, you know, it's going to be like a 30-hour plane trip. You're either going to have to go to India and fly here, or to Africa and fly here, or to Australia and fly here. And those are all long, far away places. Yeah, at 1,390 feet, we're not going to land there. This thing needs, I would say, at least 4,000 feet of concrete to land. But I just want to check it out. It looks like we got some wind tunnels. Why am I'm at -6 and I'm still having trouble maintaining a 0 vertical speed here. What kind of trim can I put on this thing? I'm going to fly over it in any case. So yeah, I was reading about the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and it said, oh Okay, well, I'm going to watch you land. I don't think you could land a... yeah, you could land a TBM on it. A TBM... Oh, that's short for a TBM. 1390. Almost, you know, unless it's specifically a short landing, you know, like one of those... I bet I could land that shorts, the short Skyvan on it. I wish they would fix this. I think one of the best things they could put in the game is that the wind turbines aren't all synchronized at the exact with their gears. You know, their fan positions in the exact same position every time, or you know, go in the exact same speed. Because in the real world, they're not. Some of them are stopped. Some of them are going. All right, we're gonna watch you try to land. You got a nice low. Well, you're too low, I think. Maybe not. So, if I'm right from what you're saying, you're going to try to land on that tiny postage strip. That I would not dare land on. Well, the problem again is that you can't come to a stop on tricycle gear. But a TBM is TBM is a tricycle gear. This is a tail dragger. Tail draggers are very hard to stop. We should be able to see you come in. I just think it's going to be hard not to hit those trees at the end there. Oh, there you go. Very nice. Good job. Perfect. You couldn't have, you know, you're right at the end of the strip there, but you got it. You got it. Yeah. A TBM can land there. It's a good lander. The Spitfires are not good landers. You know, they want to go, as soon as they hit the ground, they want to go left, right. They can't go that slow. And then when you try to jam the brakes on, they'll just tip over forward and smash the propeller. So, that ain't good. But that was a good landing. Impressive, I gotta say. Yeah, I wouldn't try it 1,400 feet, and I wouldn't even try it. I mean, it'd be silly. Trust me, it's not in this plane. I have plenty of planes that can land. Plenty of, I mean, like the ultralights can easily land there. It's pretty. I wonder what the temperature is. But yeah, good stuff. I like this time of day because of all the shadows. So yeah, there's a gun sight here, but it doesn't do anything, I think. Right? Oops, wait a minute. Hold on, a minor fermata. Have a little Diet Coke here. Gun sight camera. I don't think it does anything. I think it said in the manual it doesn't do anything. Hello. You probably seeing me hold, you know, stay in it. I don't know what you're saying. Gear horn, gear light. Where's the gun? Oh yeah, here's the gun sight camera. Doesn't say anything. The gun master camera switch was a switch that would allow you to these planes automatically had a film camera that would turn on as soon as you fired the guns, along with the guns. To record, you know, like if you hit somebody and shot somebody down, you had a film record of it. It's kind of cool. I don't know if people knew that. But you could turn it on or off. But that's what this switch is, the gun camera master. It's called gun camera master. Obviously, there's no gun camera. But you could turn it on off. But typically, you'd have it on. So you had enough film in addition to the ammunition. So as you fired the ammunition, And as long as you still had ammunition, you'd still have film in the camera because it started and stopped when you shot. And if people are wondering, there's a lot of film in World War II of people, black and white film of people shooting down, other planes, which was all real gun camera footage. It was all because there was a lot of it made available. Modern fighters don't have gun cameras. It's just not. They're just not. They wouldn't be used in the same way. So, but in the old days, the idea of a camera, it would be very high tech. The idea of a film camera that's filming as long as you're firing the gun, it would have been fairly ingenious, I think. And so somebody said, "Yeah, I fired all my ammunition and I shot someone down." They didn't have to rely on the guy's word. They'd be able to develop the film and see it, and they would. That's what they do. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it pretty much here. I don't think I'm gonna make it back to the airport. We're an hour in. I like to do about a 2-hour show. And the second half of my show is always me playing live music, which is something I always look forward to. The first part of my show is the kind of vibing out to Microsoft Flight Simulator. First of all, I'm going to say this is a lovely plane. I like it. I'm going to enjoy flying in it. I do want to see if read the manual and maybe do some tests. Reload my aircraft carrier asset in the game and see if I'm. That was a great landing by Victor, by the way. And see if you can land this plane. So, by the way, I'll show it again. It's got the tail hook that comes down. It's like this hydraulic cylinder pushes this very large lever down there. And that's supposed to be able to grab the hook, grab a cable on an aircraft carrier so that you can land on it and it will stop. But there's something in the manual that kind of indicates that you need to have a modification installed or something like that. I don't necessarily know if that's true or not. You can really see it. It's a big thing there. And that would be kind of the major... retracted. One of the major differences between the Seafire naval variation. But yeah, I'm gonna take a few minutes today. We're gonna play the keyboard. I'm gonna bring my piano in here. I love this afternoon shadows, So I'm gonna do a screenshot from here. I'm gonna bring my keyboard in. I'm gonna play the piano. I think I might play from a fake book today, rather than just the songs I've memorized. And then tomorrow we'll do it all again. So, yeah, we got about an hour in, and I'm gonna play music, take a short break, and then we'll play music for almost an hour. That was fun, though. I really, I recommend the plane. It's got some things missing, but you get a lot. It's only, I think, $14. So it's not one of like really expensive planes. And since I get all the World War II planes, it's kind of a must get for me. By the way, I read today there's an article that both they're working on a FW-190, Focke-Wulf 190, which is the German fighter that would be comparable to this plane, and also a B-17, which I would, it's not going to be out for a while, but I'm very excited to fly a B-17. So again, this is back to the major Port Thomas or whatever, the major city on Mauritius. All right, so, and thanks for flying with me and everything. Thanks for checking it out. Hold on. Screenshot. Perfect. Perfecto. Perfecto. Oh yeah, I want to try something before we quit. We're at 3,000 feet. I want to see how the stall recovery works on this plane. So first of all, there's a warning horn. It comes down pretty smoothly. You don't lose one wing. So okay, now we got a spiral going. That's fine. So you want to put some engine in it, and then it's a pretty easy recovery. Okay, I think that's interesting. And we only lost a couple hundred feet. That's probably not even realistic. I think you'd probably lose more. during a stall. Maybe not. Interesting. All right, anyway, yeah, I'm going to switch over. Thanks a lot. See you in about 3 minutes for the music segment. Yay. Give me 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Mistress Maud. Check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4, check 5. Stop checking. All right, what do we got here? Does the piano work? nostalgia, by the way. We're just gonna do some mellow piano stuff for like an hour or so. And that should be fun. Brought my fake book out. It's a real book. But the songs are called fake because you don't get the whole thing, you know. You just get some of it. But you get enough of it. Well, you gotta learn how to play fake from fake book. Okay, so this is... So that's the intro. This is the intro. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can tell, falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Falling in love with you. I like doing these old Elvis songs. I never liked Elvis when he was around at all when I was a kid. No, did not like Elvis. But his songs are not that hard to sing, you know. And as usual, I have to spend a lot of time kind of just going through songs here because there's a million of them. I only know a few of them. There's a port down a western bay, and it serves 100 ships a day. Lonely sailors pass the time away and talk about their homes. There's a girl in this harbor town, and she works laying whiskey down. They say, Brandy, pack fetch another round, and she serves them whiskey and wine. The sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl, but a good wife you would be. But your eyes could steal the sailor from the sea. Well, Brandy was a braided chain made of the finest silver from the north of Spain. A locket that bears the name of the man years. She saw its raging glory. He had always told the truth. Lord, he was an honest man. Well, Brandy loves her best to understand. Well, at night, when the bar slows down, Brandy walks through a silent town. She loves a man who's not around. She still can hear him say, she hears him say, Brandy, what a fine girl, what a good wife you would be. But my life, my love, and my lady is the sea. Brandy. Great song, really. Not my all-time favorite. Okay, we got a duo. Some of these are going to be instrumentals, I do believe. Fortunately. You're like, this is a great. Yes. Oh, we were talking about the flight simulator. The other person. Yes, that's Victor. Victor. If you look at in the chat log, VIKTORM14 is somebody who flies with me quite a bit. And all you have to do is be on the same server and know where I'm going. It's public information. Anybody could do it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, somebody can effectively be flying their game, right, and then watching my stream and seeing, kind of synchronizing that way. So it's pretty fun. I mean, again, there's no way that somebody doing this can, affect my, smash into me, affect my stream negatively. So I'm like, go for it. Yeah, it's really fun, I think. My romance, does it have to have a moon in the sky?
My romance doesn't need a blue lagoon standing by. No month of May, no twinkling stars, no hideaway, no soft guitars. My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain, nor a dance to a constantly surprising refrain. Wide awake, I can make my most fantastic dreams come true. My romance doesn't need a thing but you. Similar song, but. Who wrote that, by the way? My old flame. Nobody I know of. My heart will go on. I feel you. I don't think I've ever tried to play that. The theme from this one I have. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packaging tied up with string. Here are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudel, doorbells and sleigh bells and personal schnitzel with noodles. Wild geese that... Hold on a second. Where am I here? Does that work? No. No, not at all. I want to do this. Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. I don't know if how that song actually ends. Where's my Diet Coke? I keep hiding my Diet Coke. There it is. I have plenty left. But this stream is literally powered by Diet Coke. So, 3 cameras, just 1 glass of Diet Coke though. I love it. Magic. Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness stirs and wakes imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses. Yes. Wait, so. It's like that. Slowly, gently, night unfurls its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the garish light of day. Turn your thoughts away from cold, unfeeling light. And listen to the music of the night. Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Put your thoughts of the life you knew before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to soar. And you'll live like you've never lived before. Softly, deftly, music shall caress you. Hear it, feel it, secretly possess you. Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot fight. The darkness of the music of the night. Let your mind start a journey through a strange new world. Leave the thoughts of the world you knew before. Let your soul take you where you want to be. Only then can you belong to me. Floating, falling, sweet intoxication. Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin, let your darker side give in to the power of the music that I write. power of the music of the night. You alone can make my song take flight. Help me make the music of the night. Oh, now he actually sings that note. Anyway, the old the dude, Moon River, my favorite tune of all time. Oops. What's up, kitty? Okay, so fun fact, I've been playing on my guitar streams Deep Blue Something song called Breakfast at Tiffany, which repeatedly references the Paramount picture Breakfast at Tiffany's. Boy, I'm having trouble reading today. Moon River is actually from Breakfast at Tiffany's, according to this at least. So that song is featured in the movie Moon River that they talk about endlessly in that song Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is not the movie Breakfast. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. I think it's funny. Here's another great Andrew Lloyd Webber instrumental song. I can't sing that song. Do 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 do. You're mean to me. Why must you be mean to me? Gee, honey, it seems to me you love to see me crying. I don't. I stay at home each night when you say you'll phone. You don't, and I'm left alone, singing the blues and sighing. You treat me coldly each day of the year. You always will scold me whenever somebody is near, dear. It must be great fun to be mean to me. You shouldn't, for can't you see what you mean to me? Stay at home each night when you say you'll phone. You don't, and I'm left alone, singing them blues and sighing. Do a few more songs, maybe. Maybe not. Got some time here. Got plenty of time. Played Diet Coke. And a lot of songs in here. Although I might switch to my regular lounge songs, which I don't need music for. Those are fully memorized. All right, another Elvis song. Excuse me. Yummy. That's not the cadence. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long. Tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true. All my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. That's one of my ones I always like to sing. This is another one I always like to sing. No idea why. Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea. But it wouldn't be make believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a Muslim tree. But it wouldn't be make believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a penny arcade in it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make believe if you believed in me. Instrumental. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree. But it wouldn't be make believe if you believed in me. Something like that. Not exactly like that, you know what I mean? Something like that. Close enough. I think there's a Barry Manilow songs I like doing in here. Don't be a thing if it ain't got that swing. It's an If song, isn't it? I believe. A second here. I'll find what I want to do. Maybe not. Nope. My cat is talking. What do you have to say, Mo? Besides meow. He's very talkative today. Boy, that's loud. I don't know. Why have... these songs are here, but I still want to feel them right now. You know, I think I might switch to the... Let's do some... the lounge songs. All right, gonna play some music. Why not? Let's do it. Like, for example, Memorized. That's one of everyone's favorite, Girl from Ipanema. I played that, by the way, in an original key that I kind of do myself. It's a long story. I just don't like the key that most people play it in. It's not the original key. But it's still the same song when you transpose it. Okay, what do we got here? Oh. Gotta practice these songs. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Rush E. Rush E. Not Rush A, but I appreciate the suggestion. Rush E. No, not Rush F. Fine. I get it. It is Rushy. No. Well, anyway, welcome to, by the way, if you're enjoying my show, I've got some Diet Coke here. Enjoying my show. No, I'm not going to play Rushy, but you're not the first person to suggest I should play Rushy, by the way. So at least, you know, the first person who was kind of playing, Runaway. Runaway. I mean, like the Del Shannon? Probably not. I mean, you know, I don't, yeah. I Kanye, and I'm not going to play any Kanye or all my songs that I play were before the year 2000. So Kanye's out. You know what I mean? These are 20th century songs. The 21st. I play a couple of 21st century songs, but only on my guitar day. You know what I mean? But thanks for the suggestion. This song is from well before the 20th century, and it's better than anything Kanye ever written. It's called Mad World. It's not a Gary Jules song. It's an INXS song. All around me are familiar faces, worn down places, worn down faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression. No expression. Hide my head, I want to drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I'd ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made to feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very the sun looked right through me, looked right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I'd ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world.
I bet Click Clock Woods, some of those N64s are from the 90s, but I don't do a lot of video, as you probably, I do get a lot of requests for video game music and don't do it. It doesn't really jive with me. I mean, some of the earliest, like songs from the original Zelda game I'd probably like be down with, right? The original Zelda on the not on the N64, on the Super Nintendo. What's the issue, kitty? You're still meowing. You're still somewhere meowing. Just gonna meow? I can't even see him. I'll keep going. Cat's meowing, but I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Okay, so recently Diane Warren got another, she's already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She wrote this song. Diane Warren got another award, songwriting award, Lifetime Songwriting Award. So she wrote this song.
figure out some last song to play. What's it gonna be though? So many things it could be. For my performance, we're running up on the 2-hour mark here. Pretty much where I like to avoid. I want to avoid burnout by not overdoing it. But let's see, what would be a good song to sing here, or to play at least. No, we'll do this one. Way back when, in 67, I was the dandy gamma chi. Sweet things from Boston, so young and willing. Moved down to Scarsdale, where the hell am I? Hey, 19, no, we can't dance together. No, we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Hey, 19, that's Aretha Franklin. I just don't remember the Queen of Soul. It's hard times we're falling, soul survivors. She thinks I'm crazy, but I'm just growing old. Hey, 19, no, we can't dance together. No, we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Fine Colombian, make tonight a wonderful thing. The Cuervo Gold, the fine Colombian, make tonight a wonderful thing. Hey, 19, no, we can't dance together. No, we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Wow. Seems we just get started. Well, if you like this show, and there's no possible reason why you would have, tomorrow will be another one, a very similar nature, except during the musical segment I'll be playing not this guitar, because I'm going to switch to something else. I'm playing this several times, so not the standard. Maybe a Fender, maybe a different Les Paul. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. It's going to be tomorrow. We're going to pick a new guitar. Yeah, that was a fun stream. It went really fast. 2 hours of my life never goes so quickly when I'm streaming. I love it. I'm going to do it every day, hopefully for a long time, long time, except for Tuesdays. No Tuesdays ever. Oh, it's a good stream. Now, I would always like to thank at this time of the stream, at the end, which is the end, Carol Burnett. She's a person. It's true. Who did a show in the 70s that's still very popular. It was on for 10 years, the Carol Burnett Show. I used to watch it as a kid. Very inspirational to me, to make my own variety show.
like hers, we have comedy, we have audience interaction, and we have musical interludes. So basically exactly like the Carol Burnett show, except of course you don't get Harvey Korman, you don't get Tim Conway, you don't get Lyle Waggoner, and you sure as shit don't get the incomparable Vicki Lawrence. But you do get me doing the following. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. I love doing that every single time. And then we're going to raid her, because that's the way it is. And see you guys tomorrow around the same time, same bat channel, same bat time, same bat channel. That's by the way, the same bat time, same bat channel is the only good Batman key phrase. Adam West. All the others sucked. All right, so get off of my lawn if you disagree. Adam West, only Batman. Everyone else is just a pretender. All right, we're gonna raid her. Yay, we're gonna raid. We're raiding. Where's my mouse? We're gonna raid. She's about to do a new show, so.